Life doesn't respond to what we want. Life responds to what we commit to. Life responds to what we do consistently, day after day, when no one's watching. That's where excellence is born, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows of our daily disciplines. Let me ask you this, what would your life look like if you improved just 1% each day for an entire year? Most people underestimate this because they can't see the immediate results, but that's the miracle of compound improvement. 1% better each day makes you 37 times better by the end of the year. Not 365% better, 3,700% better. That's the power of consistency. I learned early in my life that success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day, while failure is simply a few errors in judgment repeated every day. It is the accumulative weight of our disciplines and our judgments that leads us either to fortune or failure. Now, some of you might be thinking, Jim, that sounds great in theory, but how do I actually master daily excellence? I'm glad you asked. Let me share with you the philosophy that has guided me and countless others toward extraordinary achievement. First, understand that excellence isn't perfection. Excellence is the commitment to progress. It's showing up every day with the intention to be better than you were yesterday. And this journey begins with your philosophy. Your personal philosophy is the North Star that guides every decision you make. It's the set of beliefs and values that determine how you spend your time, how you invest your energy, and ultimately how you live your life. Most people never take the time to develop their philosophy. They drift through life borrowing bits and pieces from others, never establishing their own solid foundation. I encourage you to ask yourself, what do I truly value? What kind of person do I want to be? What contribution do I want to make to the world? Your answers to these questions form the bedrock of your personal philosophy, and your daily excellence will naturally align with these deeper truths. Now, once you've clarified your philosophy, the next step is to establish what I call non-negotiable standards. These are the lines you will not cross, the promises you make to yourself that you keep no matter what. Whether it's reading for 30 minutes every morning, exercising 5 days a week, or calling a loved one every Sunday, these standards become the backbone of your character. You see, character isn't built in momentous occasions. Character is built in the small decisions we make when we think no one is looking. It's choosing to do the right thing, the excellent thing, even when it's inconvenient. That's why I often say the book you don't read won't help. The workout you skip won't strengthen you. The kindness you withhold won't enrich relationships. Let me share something with you that changed my life. When I was a young man struggling to make ends meet, my mentor Earl Schoaf told me, Jim, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Those words hit me like a lightning bolt. I realized that my daily habits weren't just activities, they were creating my future self. So I began asking better questions. Instead of how can I make more money, I asked, how can I become more valuable? Instead of how can I find the perfect relationship, I asked, how can I become the kind of person who would attract a wonderful relationship? And that's what I want you to understand today. Mastering daily excellence isn't about what you get, it's about who you become in the process. Now let's talk about the components of daily excellence. I've identified 7 key areas where mastery creates an extraordinary life. The first is the mastery of time. Time is the great equalizer. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. The difference lies in how we invest those hours. The key word here is invest, not spend. When you spend something, it's gone. When you invest it, it can multiply. I recommend that you begin each day with the question, what is the most valuable use of my time right now? Not what's easiest or most urgent, but what's most valuable. This single question can transform your productivity. And remember, don't major in minor things. Too many people are busy being busy, but they're not productive. They confuse activity with accomplishment. Excellence requires discernment, knowing what deserves your time and what doesn't. The second component is the mastery of your mind. Your mind is like a garden. You can either tend it carefully, planting seeds of positivity, curiosity, and growth, or you can neglect it and watch the weeds take over. What you feed your mind matters tremendously. I've been a voracious reader my entire life. Books have been my mentors, my companions, my teachers. For a few dollars, you can tap into the wisdom of people who have spent decades mastering their craft. What an incredible bargain, yet most people won't invest in their minds. They'll spend $30 on dinner without a second thought, but hesitate to spend $20 on a book that could change their life. Start with just 30 minutes of reading each day, that's all. 30 minutes a day translates to about 1 book a month and 12 books a year. In a decade, you'll have read 120 books. Do you think your life might be different after absorbing the wisdom, from 120 carefully chosen books. I guarantee it will. But reading alone isn't enough. You must also master your self-talk. The conversations you have with yourself are the most important conversations you'll ever have. When you make a mistake, what do you say to yourself? When you face a challenge, what's your internal dialogue? Excellence requires that you become your own best encourager, not your worst critic. Be tough but fair with yourself. Acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and then move forward with determination. Don't let one failure define you. As I often say, failure is not a person, it's an event. The third component of daily excellence is the mastery of your emotions. Emotions are powerful forces in our lives, but they make better servants than masters. Many people let their emotions drive their decisions, and then they wonder why their life seems out of control. Emotional mastery doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means acknowledging them, understanding them, and then choosing your response rather than reacting impulsively. It's about developing emotional intelligence. One practice I recommend is taking a pause before responding to emotionally charged situations. Just a brief moment to ask yourself, is my response going to move me toward what I want or away from it? This simple pause can prevent countless regrets. Also, cultivate gratitude as a daily practice. Gratitude is the antidote to negative emotions like envy, resentment, and self-pity. Each morning, identify 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental: the warmth of the sun, a kind word from a friend, the comfort of your bed. This practice retrains your brain to notice the good in your life, and what you focus on expands. The fourth area is the mastery of your health. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. If the vehicle breaks down, it doesn't matter how wonderful your destination might be, you won't get there. Excellence in health isn't about looking like a magazine cover model. It's about creating energy, vitality, and longevity through consistent, sustainable habits. It's about respecting the body you've been given and treating it as the precious resource it is. Start with the fundamentals. Move your body daily. Eat foods that nourish rather than deplete you. Drink plenty of water and prioritize sleep. These basics alone will put you ahead of the majority of people. And remember, health isn't just physical. It's mental and emotional too. Stress management is a crucial skill for the 21st century. Find what helps you decompress. Maybe it's meditation, time in nature, playing with your children or pets, or losing yourself in music. Build these rejuvenating activities into your daily life. The fifth component is the mastery of your finances. Money is not the most important thing in life, but it affects everything that is important. Your ability to provide for your family, support causes you believe in, pursue education, travel, and have peace of mind. All of these are influenced by your financial situation. Financial excellence begins with a simple principle. Spend less than you earn and invest the difference. Yet as simple as this sounds, it's surprising how many people never grasp it. They earn $1,000 and spend $1,100, then wonder why they're always struggling. I recommend the 70/30 rule. After paying taxes, live on 70% of your income and divide the remaining 30% between giving, saving, and investing. Even if you start with just 1% in each category, you're establishing the pattern of financial responsibility. Also, focus on increasing your value in the marketplace. Your income rarely exceeds your personal development. Want to earn more? Become more? Develop skills that solve problems for others. The marketplace pays for value, and it's always fair. If you want more money, provide more value. The sixth area is the mastery of relationships. No success can compensate for failure at home. Your relationships are the true measure of your wealth. You can be financially rich but relationally bankrupt, and I promise you won't feel successful. Excellence in relationships requires presence, not just proximity. It's about being fully engaged when you're with the people you love, not just physically there while your mind is elsewhere. Put down the phone. Look people in the eye. Listen to understand, not just to respond. Also understand that great relationships don't happen by accident. They require attention and investment. Schedule time with the important people in your life, just as you would an important business meeting. Because honestly, what meeting could be more important than connecting with your spouse, your children, or your closest friends? And remember this, in relationships, you tend to get what you give. Want more understanding. Be more understanding. Want more appreciation. Show more appreciation. The echo you hear in the canyon of your relationships is the sound of your own voice coming back to you. The seventh and final component is the mastery of contribution. Ultimately, a life of excellence is a life of service. We find our greatest fulfillment not in what we accumulate, but in how we contribute to others. Ask yourself, how can I add value to every situation I'm in? How can I leave people and places better than I found them? When you approach life with this mindset, opportunities for excellence multiply around you. Contribution doesn't require grand gestures. It can be as simple as a sincere compliment, a word of encouragement, or taking the time to mentor someone who could benefit from your experience. These small acts of service performed consistently create a legacy of excellence that outlasts any material achievement. Now, I want to address something important. The path of daily excellence isn't always smooth. You will face resistance, both external and internal. There will be days when your motivation wanes, when obstacles seem insurmountable, when others question your commitment to higher standards. During these times, remember that motivation follows action, not the other way around. Don't wait until you feel like doing something. Do it and the feeling will follow. This is the secret of the successful. They do what needs to be done whether they feel like it or not. Also understand that resistance is normal. In fact, it's necessary. Just as physical muscles grow stronger when they encounter resistance, your character develops through challenges. The obstacles aren't impeding your journey, they are the journey. One powerful practice during difficult times is to reconnect with your why. Why did you choose this path of excellence in the first place? Why does it matter to you? Your reasons need to be compelling enough to pull you forward when the going gets tough. For some, the why is their family creating a better life for their children or setting an example of what's possible. For others, it's about personal growth, becoming the best version of themselves. And for others still, it's about making a difference in the world, leaving it better than they found it. Whatever your why, keep it front and center. Write it down, visualize it, feel the emotion behind it. Your why is the fuel that will keep you moving toward excellence when others settle for mediocrity. Now, let's talk about another critical aspect of mastering daily excellence, the power of environment. You are profoundly influenced by the people you spend time with, the information you consume, and the physical spaces you occupy. As I often say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look around at your closest associates. Are they pulling you up or pushing you down? Do they challenge you to grow or encourage you to remain comfortable? Excellence is contagious, but so is mediocrity. Choose your company wisely. Also, be intentional about your information diet. In today's world, we're bombarded with content designed to capture our attention, not necessarily to improve our lives. News channels profit from fear and outrage. Social media platforms are engineered to be addictive. Much of this content stirs up negative emotions without offering solutions. Curate what you allow into your mind. Seek out information that educates, inspires, and equips you for excellence. Limit exposure to content that leaves you feeling drained, fearful, or inadequate. Your physical environment matters too. Order and beauty in your surroundings support order and beauty in your thinking. Take time to organize your workspace, declutter your home, and create physical spaces that energize rather than deplete you. Now, I want to share something that many personal development teachers won't tell you. Excellence requires seasons of imbalance. There will be times when you need to focus intensely on one area of your life, temporarily reducing attention to others. When you're launching a business, you might work longer hours for a period. When you have a newborn child, sleep becomes a luxury and your exercise routine might simplify. When you're caring for an aging parent, other priorities may need to shift. The key is to recognize these as seasons, not permanent states. Excellence over a lifetime involves rhythms of focus and recovery, not constant intensity in all areas simultaneously. Give yourself grace during these seasons, but don't let temporary imbalance become a permanent excuse. Another crucial element in mastering daily excellence is the art of reflection. Without regular reflection, experience is just experience, not growth, not learning, just the passing of time. I recommend bookending your days with reflection. In the morning, reflect on your intentions. What would make this day excellent? What are my highest priorities? How do I want to show up today? In the evening, reflect on your execution. What went well today? What could have gone better? What did I learn? This practice of reflection turns ordinary days into extraordinary growth. It helps you recognize patterns, refine strategies, and realign with your values when you've drifted off course. I also encourage you to engage in deeper reflection periodically, perhaps quarterly or annually. Step back from the day-to-day and assess the bigger picture. Are you moving in the direction of your larger goals? Are your daily habits aligned with your long-term vision? These regular check-ins prevent you from climbing the ladder of success only to discover it's leaning against the wrong wall. Now, let's discuss an often overlooked aspect of excellence, the power of incremental improvement. In our culture of instant gratification, we've lost appreciation for small, consistent steps forward. We want dramatic transformations, overnight success, quantum leaps. But true excellence doesn't work that way. It's built through incremental gains that compound over time. If you improve just 1% each day, after a year, you'll be 37 times better. Not 365% better, but 37 times better. That's the miracle of compound growth. So don't despise small beginnings. If you can only exercise for 10 minutes today, do those 10 minutes. If you can only save $10 this week, save those $10. If you can only read 5 pages today, read those 5 pages. Excellence isn't about dramatic gestures. It's about consistent incremental improvement. Remember, too, that excellence isn't a destination. It's a direction. You'll never arrive at a place called excellence and be finished growing. There will always be new challenges, higher standards, greater possibilities. The mastery of daily excellence is a lifelong journey, not a final achievement. This perspective takes the pressure off perfection. You don't have to be perfect today. You just need to be better than yesterday. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. I want to address something that many of you might be thinking, Jim, this all sounds great, but I've tried to change before and it didn't stick. What makes this time different? That's a fair question. Most people have a graveyard of abandoned New Year's resolutions and forgotten goals. They start with enthusiasm, but lose momentum when results don't come quickly or when the initial excitement fades. The difference is in your approach. Most people try to change too much at once. They overhaul their entire life in a burst of motivation, then burn out when their willpower depletes. Instead, focus on changing your identity, not just your actions. See yourself as the kind of person who embodies excellence. Instead of I want to exercise more, think I am becoming someone who prioritizes physical well-being. Instead of I need to save money, think I am a responsible steward of my resources. When excellence becomes part of your identity, consistent action follows naturally. It's no longer about forcing yourself to do something. It's about expressing who you are. Also, build systems that support your success. Willpower is limited, but systems can carry you through low motivation periods. If you want to read more, keep books visible around your home. If you want it healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious options and remove temptations. If you want to exercise regularly, lay out your workout clothes the night before. Your environment should make excellence the path of least resistance, not something you have to fight for every day. Another powerful strategy is the use of triggers. Link new habits to existing behaviors. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I'll read for 15 minutes, or after I brush my teeth at night, I'll write down 3 things I'm grateful for. These triggers create automatic cues for your new habits, reducing the need for conscious decision making. And don't underestimate the power of accountability. Share your commitment to excellence with someone who will both support you and hold you to your word. Check in regularly. Celebrate progress together. Troubleshoot obstacles. We are social creatures, and the right accountability can multiply our effectiveness. Now, I want to talk about something that might surprise you. Excellence requires rest. In our hustle culture, busyness is often worn as a badge of honor. People brag about how little they sleep, how many hours they work, how full their calendar is. But true excellence understands the rhythm of work and recovery. Just athletes build muscle not during the workout, but during the rest period afterward. Your greatest insights and energy renewal come during periods of rest. Schedule regular intervals of recovery, daily quiet time, weekly recreation, annual vacations. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities for sustained excellence. Some of your best thinking will happen not when you're striving, but when you're still. I also want to address those of you who might be thinking, this sounds selfish, focusing so much on my own excellence. But here's the truth. Your commitment to personal excellence is one of the greatest gifts you can give to others. When you operate at your highest level, you inspire those around you to do the same. When you take care of your health, you have more energy to serve others. When you master your finances, you can be more generous. When you develop your skills, you can solve bigger problems for more people. Excellence isn't selfish, it's responsible. It's about maximizing the gifts you've been given so you can make your greatest contribution to the world. Now let me share with you what I consider to be the ultimate secret to mastering daily excellence, falling in love with the process, not just the results. Results are important, of course. They provide feedback and motivation. But if you're only focused on outcomes, you'll miss the true reward of excellence, the person you become along the way. Learn to find joy in the daily disciplines themselves. Appreciate the quiet satisfaction of keeping promises to yourself. Savor the sense of growth that comes from doing what's difficult but worthwhile. When you fall in love with the process, consistency becomes less of a struggle and more of a privilege. As you build your life of excellence, you'll begin to experience what I call the compound effect of consistency. Small disciplines repeated with faithful consistency create dramatic results over time. Think of it like this. If you save just $100 per month starting at age 25, with a modest 8% return, you'll have over $500,000 by age 65. The individual actions seem insignificant. It's just $100 after all. But the compound effect over time is extraordinary. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Reading 10 pages a day gives you 3,650 pages, or about 12 books in a year. Walking 20 minutes daily adds up to 121 hours of physical activity annually. 5 minutes of daily gratitude creates a fundamental shift in your outlook over several months. Excellence isn't about grand heroic gestures. It's about humble consistency in the right direction. I want to emphasize something important. Mastering daily excellence isn't about perfection. You will have bad days. You will miss workouts, lose your temper, waste time, make poor decisions. We all do. Excellence isn't the absence of mistakes. It's the presence of correction. When you get off track, and don't waste energy on guilt or self-criticism. Simply acknowledge the misstep, learn what you can from it, and get back on track with the very next decision. Your response to failure reveals more about your character than your success ever could. Remember, too, that seasons of life will affect how excellence looks for you. In different chapters of your journey, you'll have different capacities, different priorities, different challenges. Excellence in the season of raising young children looks different from excellence in the season of building a career or the season of retirement. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle, or your middle to someone else's end. Your only true competition is the person you were yesterday. As we begin to wrap up our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge. Don't just listen to these ideas and nod in agreement. Don't just take notes that you'll file away and forget. Make a decision right now to begin your journey of daily excellence. Start small. Choose one area we've discussed today and identify one specific change you can implement immediately. Maybe it's reading for 15 minutes each morning. Maybe it's drinking water instead of soda. Maybe it's calling one customer each day to check in. Whatever it is, begin today. Then build on that foundation. As one habit becomes established, add another. Over time, these accumulated disciplines will transform not just what you do, but who you are. And remember, the goal isn't to impress others with your dedication to excellence. The goal is to impress yourself, to look in the mirror and know that you're becoming the person you're capable of being, to lie down at night with the quiet satisfaction of a day well lived. You have untapped potential within you right now, seeds of greatness waiting to be cultivated through daily excellence. Don't let them lie dormant. Don't reach the end of your life wondering what might have been if you'd committed to higher standards. The time will pass anyway. 5 years from now, you will arrive at a destination. The question is where? Will you be essentially the same person you are today, or will you be someone who has grown in wisdom, capability, contribution, and character? The choice is yours, and you make it not once, but daily through the accumulated power of your decisions. Choose excellence. Choose growth. Choose to become the person you're capable of being. I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself, not with empty positive thinking, but with the proven pattern of daily excellence that transforms potential into reality. Thank you for your attention today. Now go out there and begin. Remember, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And the miracle is in the consistency, not the complexity. Your life of excellence awaits. The only question is, will you have the courage to claim it?